Well, there's a Vietnamese. Who's calling me? Oh no, it's in the advert. Right, well, I've only got one thing to say to you, and that is that I feel a spot is coming here. And I just touched it and I made it a lot worse. Your like face is not even at me. You're not even looking at me. You're not even looking at me. Hi everyone, I'm Simone and I'm from Scotland, but I've lived in lots of different countries, mostly Southeast Asia, Vietnam, a little bit of Bangkok, France as well. I'm currently living in Vietnam and I am an artist. I would say around 10 years ago, my spiritual self-development journey kind of started, but there's kind of been like, I never really like stopped and started, but there's been like layers. So it's almost like multiple beginnings of spiritualness. I don't know. I feel like my art is really linked with my spirituality and self-exploration. Ever since I was a kid, I was always drawing and making stories and like filming things on an old camera and singing songs and performing. You know what it was like back in the 90s before the internet. I always came back to drawing and painting, and for me it was this outlet to express emotions that perhaps I couldn't safely express in real life. Painting for me has always been, so I guess the spiritual journey started like as soon as I could hold a pencil. Painting and drawing has always been a form of self-exploration because I don't feel like using words is my strong point.
So why the f am I doing a YouTube video?
I can express things by drawing them or painting them, and then on reflection be like, oh, okay, I understand how I feel about this, or yeah, like I didn't know I felt this way. There's lots of symbolism here showing me how I feel actually. So in a way, art has always kind of been like a mirror for me and like a visual journal or diary. In the last, oh my god, 2 years? In the last 2 years, I started running a workshop where I guide people to express their emotions through painting. I also have an online course on Udemy where I also teach this. I was supposed to put it on Skillshare, but then Skillshare got really weird about anything to do with psychology and just basically. I think one of the first things that got me into self-exploration was expressing gratitude, which really changed my life. So much so that it influenced like my art projects, almost turned into this thing of like manifesting things before I even knew what manifesting was. I even have a tattoo on my arm. Yeah, just like expressing gratitude affects my life in so many ways. I also mean that in the way of expressing gratitude to people by like complimenting them or like telling them what specifically I like about them or thanking them for something that they did for me. Over the years, like my commitment to expressing gratitude comes and goes with intensity, but I always come back to it. I just love all those like feel-good videos on YouTube, like by Thoraya. If you don't know who Thoraya is, go and check out her videos. In these videos, I really hope to like show you guys the artwork that I'm making and talk about all the different lessons that I'm learning, because I think a lot of these lessons could be helpful for other people. For example, I have learned so much from certain YouTubers and reading certain books and watching certain content, so I hope to help other people with my discoveries while also like showing you my creativity and like how I see the world. That's why it's called Simone's Blank Canvas. It's not only going to be art content, it's also going to be, yeah, like self-development and spirituality. And because like my art is so linked to all of that anyway. Yeah, so hope you like it. I'm currently living in Vietnam and I am currently working on a body of artworks that I hope to exhibit this year.
Manifesting.
Yeah, I'm in the process of that. Each one of my art pieces has a really deep meaning, and quite often people look at my art and they want to know what the meaning is. In these videos, I want to explain the different meanings behind all of my paintings. So the first painting that I'm going to talk about in my collection of paintings, the collection is called Finally Seen, and it's called that because it's kind of about all these emotions that I didn't really know were inside of me, and it's about all these like self-discoveries and discoveries about the world, and it's like they're finally coming to light. And for the emotions in particular, it's like I can finally look at these emotions and feel these emotions without judgment or without trying to analyze them or intellectualize them. They're just like finally being seen. This piece, Seeping is all about this repressed anger that I had inside of me. The way that any repressed emotion seeps into your life in ways that are not immediately obvious, but once you get to the root of these feelings, you can see how they affect so many parts of your life in really subtle ways. And when I say get to the root, so what kind of happens is in our childhood, just want to preface by saying I am not a qualified therapist, although I have went to a lot of therapy and done a lot of work on myself. But yeah, obviously this is my experience and this is what I've taken from experienced therapists like the holistic psychologist, for example. Obviously I'm paraphrasing a little bit and adding my own experience to it. But in childhood, when we repress emotions and when we get a repeated message about something from somebody outside of us, because when we're children we don't have that logical part in our brains we just accept a belief even if it doesn't make any sense. For example, if you feel like your feelings are repeatedly not considered by siblings and parents and friends, family, teachers, then you might develop the belief that my feelings are not important, rather than everybody else just doesn't know how to handle my feelings, which is more likely to be true. Children are quite egocentric before their brain develops and they're able to realize like, oh, this is actually not about me, this is about the other person and the way that they feel about themselves. So we just accept these beliefs and make things about ourselves as children, and then it's only when you're older that you can question and rationalize and be like, is this belief really true? So for example, one of the negative self-beliefs I've been working on is I'm not considered and my feelings aren't important. And there is a lot of anger around that. This is something that I'm currently working on and I may be working on for the rest of my life. We have self-fulfilling prophecies and a thing called confirmation bias, which is when you have a belief, you use every situation outside of you to confirm that belief, and it's really difficult for you to see the opposite and to notice situations that prove that the opposite is true. So we see situations and we focus on the ways that these situations confirm our deep negative beliefs. An external example is that when I moved into this apartment a couple of months after living here, one of the apartments started making noise kind of late at night. In Vietnam, the apartments are not very noise proof. Some nights I'd be just about to fall asleep and it would be like, and my heart would be beating so fast and it would wake me up and it would make me stress. And this situation, which in hindsight, it wasn't like, there was one night where it was very, very consistent, not self-aware and not thinking about how noisy they were being, but this situation brought out this like intense rage inside of me, triggered anxiety, and I think that a person without this belief would have went on with their lives and eventually drowned out this noise and not taken it so personally. It got to the point where as soon as I heard the tiniest noise, I was triggered AF, and this spiraled into a whole anxiety / insomnia period of my life. It just like escalated quickly and I kind of felt unsafe in my apartment and that my landlord didn't care, and that all fed into the belief of I'm not important, my feelings are not important, I'm not considered. So yeah, it was just like this vicious cycle when it could have easily stopped at the beginning, because after I'd complained a few times, the noise was not really that bad anymore. Another personal example is that, so whenever I feel that my free will is not being respected, I get super triggered, like more so than a person who doesn't have the certain negative core beliefs that I have. I grew up in a very controlling environment where I wasn't really allowed to be my own person and make my own choices. I had accumulated a lot of anger from that. So when we repress or suppress emotions, they don't disappear. Emotions are energy, in motion, emotion. When we repress or suppress emotions, that energy gets stuck in the body. Energy is never destroyed, only transmuted. When so-called negative emotions like anger or sadness are denied and not felt, they subtly seep into our behaviors, thoughts, and beliefs. If you think about it, in this example, I was actually being controlled by my own anger, but it was so subtle that I didn't realize how much it was affecting all of these factors. So in the painting, the reason why there's this imagery of like a liquid seeping that I thought was a really accurate representation of the way this kind of slowly seeps into other areas of your life. When liquids seep, it's like this slow but deadly movement, and it's kind of hard to catch, and it might be too late before you notice because it's so subtle. The hand is in a fist shape to convey the feeling of anger and trying to control that anger, trying to make that anger smaller and to kind of like hide it away in the palm of your fist. But the seeping ink and the hand representing anger merge with each other to show how, despite feeling like two separate entities, they are actually completely interlinked. One affects the other and vice versa. You might wonder why the hand is painted in such bright and happy looking colors. I chose these colors because what came from this recent realization was growth and self-discovery. I realized these deep-rooted negative beliefs lived within me and that they governed how I saw the world. The first step to any healing is awareness. From there, you can work on identifying every situation that triggers that belief and gradually condition your body and mind to have new beliefs. Life is actually a mirror to show you where you still have pain and trauma. Seeing and feeling this anger has helped me to finally let go of it. It helped me to level up and adopt new, more accurate beliefs about myself. I'm actually so grateful for this trigger and the way it's led me closer to being my most authentic, higher self. So the bright colors symbolize that feeling of gratitude. Something that was particularly interesting about the sleep situation was that it was a lot easier for me to point the finger outside of myself and be like, it's your fault that I can't sleep. And yes, the noise and the fear of like feeling not safe in an apartment and feeling like my landlord like didn't have my back definitely triggered these anxieties to come up. But these anxieties lived in me before these triggers just brought them to light. So a huge lesson in this for me was to eventually use the finger that I was pointing at somebody else, turn it around and point it at myself. And see what was going on inside of me. This kind of thing happens to every single human being on this planet, but most people just don't talk about it. Most people don't realize that it's happening and just don't have the self-awareness to go deeper and use these things as opportunities to level up and change beliefs that are not serving them anymore and healing these parts of ourselves that are crying out to be healed. So that's the story behind this painting. I hope it was interesting for you. If you did find this interesting, I actually have an online course titled Expressing Emotions Through Painting that is on Udemy, which is like a digital version of the workshops that I hold. If that sounds interesting to you, then you can check it out in the link in my description. It's only the equivalent of £20. I don't know what that is in dollars. And you can go through it at your own pace. It also helps to support this channel and my artistic journey. If you want to come to one of my art events in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, then feel free to follow art Instagram and my Facebook page. Finally, to end this video, I thought that we would pick a random We're Not Really Strangers card. We're not really strangers! This is not sponsored, lol, I've only got one video. Who's gonna sponsor me? But I just thought it'd be nice, and I have not played this enough with people, so let's play it together. Last time I played, level 1 was kind of rubbish, but we just met, so I think we should do level 1. We're not yet at the stage where AI or technology can let you put your hand through the screen and pick a card, so I'm gonna give you the illusion that you're picking a card and then I'll just pick one for you. Here we go, pick a card. I can see them, but I'm not looking at them. Which one is giving you the vibes? This one. Do I remind you of anyone? Oh. I forgot that this is a game, so you really need somebody to speak back to you. Let's try another one. Let's try again. Ta-da! Pick a card. Or should I just answer that? No, because then everybody's gonna be horrible in the comments. Okay, let's do it again. What fast food restaurant do you think I'm most likely to drive through? What's my order? Should I just do my own answer? I don't really eat fast food. This is not working out. Let's try one more level 1, and if it doesn't work, we'll go to level 2. Do you think I've ever checked an ex's phone for evidence? Oh, this is juicy tea. No, we're not doing that. I haven't, but where's my shopping delivery? So my camera I don't know why it just turns off sometimes. The sensor's cleaning or something. So yeah, so I tried with level 2 connection. I've already picked the card for you. And I've already answered it, but it didn't film. So let's just do it again. Oh, wait. So yeah, level 2 is about connection. I think this is more like what we want. The question that I picked was, when you're asked, how are you? How often do you answer truthfully? I will answer this. So I don't know if this card wants like a percentage or what. But in the past, I used to do the very British thing and always just say, yeah, I'm fine, yeah, I'm great, even though I was dying inside. Now, I am more honest and authentic because it just doesn't feel right to lie about that. But obviously it depends on the person that you're talking to. If you've just met somebody, you're probably gonna freak them out by telling them your life story and like why you're upset that day or whatever. Yeah, it's a bit different with strangers, but with people that I would call like friends, I would probably be more honest and be like, I'm not really good today, or I'm a bit triggered today. It just feels more real to just say that. And to be honest, if you are honest and it makes somebody uncomfortable, that doesn't really say anything about you, that says something about them. I want this channel to be like a safe, non-judgmental space, and we create this loving community. So let's all answer this question in the comments. When you're asked, how are you? How often do you answer truthfully? Guess if you don't want to do that one, you could tell us what your favorite fast food is, but that's kind of boring and nothing to do with this channel. Let's do this one. Let's start with this. This is not bad for level 2. Usually it's more deep than this. So this is a good starting card. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. Put your comment down below to answer this question. And yeah, let's make the comments a nice place. There'll be more videos soon. If you don't want to miss out on my next video, hit subscribe, like this if you like this, write your comment. Let's start a conversation. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you found this interesting or enlightening. Like a little friendly face talking about life in the background while you wash your dishes or something. Hope it was a comfort in some way or entertaining. Send in lots of love and creativity and be yourself, make cool things, and have a wonderful day. Bye! Hey! When did you start recording? I didn't even ask you! How am I supposed to get in here? You're creating a barrier! Ah! You little bitch! All good, all good. You know what I forgot? I forgot my f***ing water in the jar! It's okay, we've got it now. Got the tunes on. Oh! There's something about you inside you. Okay, let's go, queens! Hope there's nobody out the window. I need to sit up straight or my physiotherapist will come after me. Did I break my camera? What colour? Just a little closer. No! No! The music is not good enough! Come on, you can do better than this. Oh, oh. That's what's coming. Yep, told you. Yeah, that song. Yeah. Oh, wonderful flower. Why am I being weird again? Weird.